Hope you're doing well today. Oh boy, I'm tired today. I don't know why I'm here. I just wanted to make something really badly. And then I saw all the work ahead of me, and I was like, what am I even thinking? I don't fucking know. I don't know anything. But I don't like this. I want to get this gone anyway, so. My early version of what I was going for in you know, my current collection my last collection that I made. Oh, fuck. Definitely was a different time in my design life. Right after classes. So I was just trying different things, trying new things. Which, big part of what I do is just experiment. Which is why, I don't really like. I have a sponsor coming up, and like my live streams, personal live streams, are for experimentation. I don't really do conceptual work, but because I'm getting paid to do conceptual work soon, but you'll know my sponsors here because you'll be paid promotion. You'll be here. It's turning into a podcast, which is kind of ironic because I never thought of having a podcast ever in my life, but I'm getting paid, so I don't care. All right, so I mean, I also like the sponsor and all that. So like, I knew him for years. Listen to his music right now, actually. Uh, I don't know if you want to listen to his music before he's on the show. You can. Feel free. He's bred with you. He's on like all platforms. I'll show you his music. Hope you're all doing well. Hope you like and subscribe. Thank you much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Anyway, so yeah, I'll show you. Top fans. Be the first in the leaderboard by showing support. Choice. Can I get super chats now? I have no idea. Anyways, I don't know. So I'll show when you all come in. I'll show you his music. But so we can. Anyways, yeah. If you want to get like understand him like as a music artist before comes on here, he could be on here like. Well, if I'm making 18 garments for him, that's 18 streams making his garments for his merchandise line. So that would mean like I don't know if he's gonna be here. He's busy, so I don't know if he's gonna be on every stream. But he's gonna be on the first one definitely. But hopefully he's on all of them. Because I don't know what to talk about half the time. Sometimes I talk all the time. That's all I'm a yapper. So it'd be nice to have someone else here just to chat with. And chat with you obviously. But like not all of you are always talking to me 24/7. But I'm here, so I don't really know what to talk about half the time, except like corporate right purity or whatever the fuck. Because I'm just mad at corporate America. Like even like my chosen sister, if you ask her that works in corporate America, she's all like, they're supposed to say that they're inclusive and they're trying to include different people, but they just made a brute. They just put a brunette in there. If they changed the blonde man to the brunette man, that's white. That's what she'll say. So like, from like perspective in terms of like understanding where my chosen sister's coming from, and like like how this world works. I always have that super opinionated opinion on corporate America and like corporate fashion and stuff like that, which will be nice to have a different, fresh perspective from somebody else, or just have a different conversation altogether. I mean, him and I are both like, on the same wavelength in terms of like being liberal and having more liberal opinion. He's actually more extreme than I am, so it's okay. But that's what I'm excited to have someone that's you know just in the culture of what he does. So, and I'm obviously I wouldn't do any of that work for free. I'm not like I'm one of those people that can't work for free. So like he understands that. So luckily, I'm getting paid a decent amount of money to bigger pockets than I thought. I've been getting paid what I think is fair for each garment that I'm making for him. And eventually, it's all gonna be dropped in the store, and I'm all 18 garments are going to be for sale, and you'll be able to purchase them, or fans or whatever. I'm sure he'll make new fans being on live stream because he doesn't talk to anyone. Like I've never seen him like do a podcast or anything before, or like anything like no one really knows who he is. Like I know who he is because I talk to him and I like him, but like you guys don't know who he is, and you can search up his name, but you just find his music. You don't like know who Brett is as a person, so you know. So I'm just kind of excited to like be the first one to share, to share that he's sharing himself with you, and that's exciting. But yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be a fun time. So 18 months of it too. So I did not want this ever to become a podcast. I never wanted to make a podcast, but I kind of just ended up as one. Anyways, let's see. I hope you're all doing well. You all matter. Thank you so much for stopping by. Cap. I don't know what cap means. Hi, dude. Hello, how are you? Anyway, so yeah, here, because you're all here. Thanks for liking and subscribing. I do appreciate that. I don't know what cap means, but this is bread with you. I'm not lying. Like, this is 100% truth. He's actually, like, we signed a contract and everything. That's a McDonald's ad. Fuck McDonald's. Even though I eat there some occasion. I mean, I'm American. I don't know what the. But anyways, yeah, hello. We're all doing well. Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it. And this ad, I can't pay for Spotify Premium. Hold on. Stupid ad got in the way. Okay, we get it. You serve McDonald's and Big Mac. Whatever. I don't care if you have McDonald's. Whatever. Oh my god, another State Farm ad. Okay, whatever. Mind. Well, I'll wait until. Well, here, I'll just give you his Instagram. What am I thinking? I'm not thinking like normal. Okay. Anyways, this is Brett with you. He's gonna be on the show. Let's see. This is him as a well. That's the lot. He has a lot of art. This is him. Someone I don't know who. Someone made. I don't know. That's him as a cartoon. Let's see. Does he have him as a person? That's not the weird ass message that he got. There he is. This is Brett. He's gonna be on the show now. I'm gonna make his merchandise line while he's on the show. Okay, that's gonna be that for 18 months. Probably like one live stream a month or something with him for the next 18 months, everyone. So get used to that face because he's gonna be here a lot. I think. I don't know. He's busy, but you know what I mean. So yeah, I'm excited to have that experience with all of you. I think it'll be a fun time. We get to talk about a lot of different things, and he likes to talk about a lot of different things. And he's way more political than I am. Like this isn't really a political show, but like, we're just angry at the current system. So we're angry at America's choices. So. Oh, sure. It's too late now. I'm sure a lot of people are also mad at America's choices too. So I'm sure not the only one. So that's why I that's why I did that one concept garment to like train my mind on concepts. But like I just shows that I just want complete freedom when I do my own. When I'm not getting paid by anyone to do a live stream, not making their garment. I'm gonna do whatever the hell I want and not do a concept. But like I can. It's no. I was given this. What is this brand? Shannon? I never heard of it. Rabbit hair. What the fuck? Made in Hong Kong. Okay. It's a drop shoulder, but it's a woman's clothes. It's women's clothing, definitely. But yeah, let's see. Oh, I don't know if I can even do that here. I never had this kind of fabric in my entire life. Wait. But yeah, we're gonna be having long live streams with him. So it's becoming a podcast next time he's on the show. And that'll probably the next time I stream, he's probably gonna be on the show with me because I bought all obviously I didn't pay for the fabric because it's not my project, but you know what I mean. Like, that's just part of the deal. That's anybody. I don't pay for someone else's fabric, and they have to pay for the labor. Whatever. But it became a podcast because of that, because he accepted. So now I'm like stuck in this. I'll do this for 18 months now, which is good. I'm happy, but it's just I just I this is why when I'm here I do my freedom sewing in between my paid sewing jobs. Which is great. Which is great. But yeah, hope y'all like to subscribe. I'm almost to 2,000 subscribers. Thank you very much for everyone for that. That's amazing. But yeah, I guess my longtime moderator was right. I did make it. Like I did make it to that. Like I do have a sponsored live stream now coming up and stuff. So multiple sponsored live streams. It's exciting because I didn't know it was ever gonna. When I first started this, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, what the fuck was going on. To be honest, it was just like randomly, like one day, I just saw like I couldn't get any hired anywhere. I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna live stream." And that was like it for me. Fuck buttons. No, these buttons aren't sewn in. Oh, they are. Okay, never mind. Oh, I can rip them off. Okay. Yeah, this is not. This is a super cheap garment. These buttons are just plastic. Not well made, but it's made in Hong Kong. It makes me wonder. The person that gave it to me travels the world. She travels to like Singapore and stuff. I wonder if she got it when she was in, Asia, not America. I mean, that's the thing that we do in America. We have boutiques. It's just everything. It's everything is made in China at a markup. That's what the boutiques really are. Unless if like everything's handmade in that boutique or is vintage and like curated vintage to like a certain degree. Because like we do curated vintage in America, but apparently Japan's better. But because another reason why Japan's better is because they have to import everything. You don't have to import everything in America. Everything's already here. So that's why they just have bins of that shit and they just sell it. Like I don't billionaires own it. So billionaires own all that shit technically. And they resell it for you with all their platforms like Depop and shit. So I don't know. Like I'm just kind of done with like trying to sell shit too. I just prefer live streaming and getting sponsorships. Like it's been more. I got more money that way than I ever gotten more money just trying to sell my own shit. Because people don't buy it. I don't know if you guys don't. I mean, one person bought it here that watches it. So like I'm giving all my stuff to a store, and they sell whatever they want to take. They're gonna be here. They're gonna take anything they want here. Anything they don't take, I'm just gonna fucking donate because I don't want it anymore. And I'm okay with that because I just don't want this shit anymore. Like, I know where the money is, and it's like I said, I didn't want to do a podcast, but that's where I'm getting money. So I'd much rather just get I need money. I can't survive without money. I live in America. Living's expensive. Everything is super expensive here. So I have to pay bills. I have to pay my cell phone bill coming up. Can't pay my cell phone bill when no one's buying my shit. So I can pay more money doing live streams and sponsorships. So the sponsorships are always sparse. Like I don't know when I'm going to get the next sponsorship, so that's always terrifying. But it's more guaranteed than someone buying my garments. So I just kind of gave up trying to sell them. I have no reason to try to sell something to someone when they're not buying it, especially months after. Like months, 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 months. And you can say, oh, well, after the sponsorship is done, they try to sell their stuff. Well, yeah, but that's up to them to do that. So, like, even though I'm friends with Brett, like, personally and stuff like that, my sponsor, but like, I don't know how he's gonna sell these garments out there. I want them all to sell. I want him to keep some. I want him to sell most of them. You know, I wish the best for him, but like, I don't know how to sell stuff. So but I can make it. I know how to make stuff really well, but I don't know how to sell anything. So, Brett's a better salesman than I am. I know that for sure. So like, but I was a good enough salesman just to get to get the sponsorship. So like my stuff, I'm better at getting attention than I am at actually selling stuff. So that's why I get the sponsorship. So like, okay, so it's a trade off. I mean, I've been doing this for like since October of last year. I don't know how many months that is, 9, 10 months or something. So and when I first started, I only had 5 watchers. Like those my biggest watchers are my moderators. That's 5 of them or whatever, 6 of them. I think or whatever. I know Brett's a moderator on here, but he never watches these. He's too busy. He has a child. He has his first kid. He can't watch these. But he could be here. When. But I don't care for that. I don't like this design. It looks. I don't know if it's what it's trying to be. I don't know if it's trying to be Asian, or white, or what. It just doesn't have. Just terrible design. But whatever. Anyways, we're Star Trek. I don't know if it's trying to be futuristic. It's just too much going on. But I guess people like to wear this because someone bought it. I would not. Okay, well, I know. Well, a creative director gave me this, so I don't know if she wore it or if she just had it. Or she just, I don't know her. I don't know her that well, but she's great, really nice. Anyways, I thank you so much for that. I do appreciate that. But I don't know what you like. I see what you wear on Instagram. I don't know if that's reflective to, like, obviously Instagram's secure. I don't know what's real from reality on that ever. But anyways, yeah. So I'm making more money from sponsorships than I'm actually making from fucking, selling my own shit. So this show is how changing to a podcast where I make more money. So this is like the last, like, you know, like, I'm gonna mix that in just because I need money. Like, because I'm American, I'm a human being. I get, I like the show's always gonna be free though. Like, I mean, you guys always could donate to the show. I have a Patreon. I mean, I don't know if I can take super chats yet, but you know what I mean. Like, I don't really care if like, at the end of the day, I just like, I'm just happy the show gets, this show never got any. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I never wanted to. I never thought, not a day in my life, to say, "Oh, I want a fucking podcast that people watch." Never, not one day in my life, I ever thought about that. Like, you know, like maybe that's someone else's dream, but that wasn't mine. Hello, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Hope you like and subscribe. Usually, I'm not getting a lot of views today. That's okay. I don't care. Anyways, yeah, I don't know what the fuck happened. I just got all. Leo fish, huh? What am I looking for? Something. Looking for knits. Look for knits. Here's a knit. Anyways, thanks to everyone that liked and subscribed. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I don't know. I don't know. We've been streaming today, to be honest. I think I just wanted to get the information out there. Yeah, that won't work. Huh? I didn't know I had fabric's not good. Okay, let's see. Nice, that'll work. I don't know what I'm doing right now, everyone. I'm just tired. I'm just beating at the ground. Hope you're all doing well. You matter. Thanks so much for stopping by. Hope you appreciate. I appreciate it. Hope you like and subscribe. I'll bounce back. Oh, that'll work. Here's something old that I did a long time ago. Let's see. That'll work. Let's see. That'll work. That won't work. Let's see. I'm going through my fabric pile right now, so that's why. I don't know. It's a fucking mess. Everything's a goddamn mess. Oh, life's a goddamn mess. I don't know what people are talking about. Parents disappointed in me or not, I don't give a fuck about my parents, so I don't know them that well. Oh, my chosen parents are proud of me, and that's all that matters to me. You know, the people that I choose in my life are proud of me because I don't want anyone. I don't want people disappointed in me to be in my daily life. Like I don't know. I feel people always talk about imposter syndrome, fuck imposter syndrome. I don't know what that even means. The second you have like doubt in you, you feel like an imposter. So people are that fucking sensitive, and sometimes it's just people that you're surrounded by that make you feel like a fucking imposter because you're like, oh, you can't do that. Oh, you're not good enough for that. Like, shut the fuck up. I'm good enough to do whatever the fuck I want. I like the second I took out people that were like, all the people that were just like, like that, like they're just assholes. But like I didn't feel like an imposter anymore because they were all proud of me, so I just felt happy with what I was doing. I know that sounds really hard because I don't know who you're surrounded by. I don't know who you're near because I don't know you. I don't know any of you. For the most part, you know. But like, if you surround yourself by people that make you feel like shit, guess what? You're gonna feel like shit. So I don't know what else to fucking say. And maybe there's people out there that are like, oh, what's it? We not much going on here. I don't know. I'm making garments. I don't know what I'm making right now. I don't know what I'm making, but I'm just thinking about stuff out loud. To be honest with you, man, or woman, or whatever you are. I apologize. I don't know you. But yeah. Look, you're gonna have imposter syndrome if you surround yourself by people that are that make you feel like shit all the time, and that's something that people don't seem to get. They always ignore that from the conversation about imposter syndrome. I'm just like, are you dumb? Like, and maybe some people don't think they deserve that, so that's why they never have that conversation. But the second you like take out those people that are just complete you know, the second you take out those people that are just complete jerks out of your life, you start feeling so much better. And you're just happy with what you're doing. And like, I don't know, that's really fucking hard to do too. That's like, because like you may rely on people. So, which fucking sucks. And they may have made it feel like you only can rely on them to live. I had people like that in my life. Eventually, I cut them off, and I felt so much better, and I could finally breathe. So like, I had to cut off countless people. So like what I'm saying is that, like, I don't know your life. I don't know what's good for you. I don't know what works for you. I don't know if someone's manipulating you or not. I don't know if you feel like you're good enough not to be manipulated. You know, some of the people that that don't do terrible things, that marry a terrible person. It's like, well, do they deserve they married? I don't know. Like, people will say, well, you deserved it because you made those terrible choices. Well, I don't know if that's true either. So I don't fucking know. Like my chosen sister is always all like, oh, well, this person deserves this to happen to them because look at who they're dating. And it's like, yeah, maybe, I don't fucking know. I don't know that person. I don't know. That's what my chosen sister says. Like, the cause and effect of it. You know, like, but maybe they grew up with people like that and they didn't know any better. So they find that behavior, because it makes them feel safe, even though it's not comfortable, even though it's not good. I don't fucking know. At this point, I'm just talking about life, I guess. At this point, man, or woman, or whatever you identify as, human being, fellow human being, or maybe alien. I don't fucking know. I don't, I don't discriminate. I don't care. Just leave me alone. Like, that's it for me. Like, do whatever you want as long as you're not harming yourself or others. Who gives a fuck? Like I'm not here judging you. No matter how strange someone else might find it, I'll just see it and move on and be like, okay, I completely forgot about this. That's most people. Whoever has a problem with it just wants to make themselves feel better. That's pretty much it. Anyways, thank you all for liking and subscribing. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. I just don't give a flying fuck about anything, really. I mean, I give a fuck when I see people being harmed by something. Like, that bothers me deeply. But like, also, I can't like change that for someone else. Like, I don't have the power to go and stop all these horrible things that I see every single day. So like, and then also there's some things that people find horrible, and I'm like, oh, whatever. Like, I've seen way worse than that, heard way worse, and been around way worse, and that's just innocent. So like, there's context and there's gray areas. Not everything's black and white. So like, I can't get outraged at every fucking thing that I see in here. Otherwise, I'm just going to be so exhausted I won't be able to leave my bed. Like, there's battles that I cannot I'm fighting my own battles. I have to deal with every single day. And if it's something I don't see as a battle for me, I'll support you 100%. But if you start affecting me and manipulating me into it, then I have a problem with it. Because like, I have not, because like I can't, like, I have my own things I have to deal with. And that's just anything in life. Like, don't let others affect you that much. That's why I say support you from afar. Do whatever the fuck you want. I'm on your side. I'm an ally for whatever your problem is. Just leave me the fuck out of it. I can't do anything about it. I'm sure there's a lot of people out there that are like that too. But lots of people don't have the balls to admit that. I don't have a problem with a lot of people's choices. I'm sure there's a lot of people like that too, that just don't want to admit it. Because, they want to feel better about themselves, so they get outraged at shit that doesn't even matter. There's a lot worse problems out there to get outraged at. But you know, that's just me. I'm just one person. You know, I think there's a lot of people that watch me that also feel that same way too. So you know, I'm not like saying that I'm not the like you know, like do whatever the fuck you want, just don't harm others. Like that's pretty much it. That's me. That's my thinking. And I don't know what's considered harm too. Like a joke can be harm, as well as even an innocent joke can be harm. Even a critique on a system can be harm because it affects you. Okay, and I get that, but like I I'm mad at certain systems because like I make fun of corporate right purity all the time. So that extends to just whiteness in general. I have a problem with that. Like in like America and just how everything's so white oriented. And I am white. And this is what I see. Like people can't be themselves or can't have their cultural acceptance of themselves because, you can't survive in a world that is white oriented, you know, if you're not white or if you're not white adjacent. And that is one thing that I've noticed in America. And I have a problem with that. So I speak about it. But like my words aren't changing jack shit. The white CEO of some company that of an evil corporation isn't seeing my videos and you're like, huh, he has a point. I'm going to start making it more inclusive. No, they're gonna take any excuse to make it more white. They're just gonna ignore me. They're just gonna censor me. Like that's all they're gonna do. Like I like that's just what's gonna happen again and again and again and again and again until someone changes it. And I don't know who's gonna change it. I have no money. I can't go change these things. These things are impossible to improbable, maybe not impossible, improbable to change. I can't go boycott every fucking company out there. I need to buy things. I'm in America. So, I don't know. You could do it systemically one at a time, but I don't know if that's going to work either. I don't know what this, I don't, I see, I don't, I'm not smart enough to find these answers. I just know it's a problem. And that's what I have a problem with. But I can't change it for everyone else for a better world. Because I don't have the solution to how to systemically change a whole fucking system overnight. That takes years, hundreds of years to change that. And maybe someone one day will watch these live streams that wants to become a CEO, and maybe they'll be cool about it. And great. But like, I don't fucking know. Like, I can't change these things for the world. I don't know how to change these things for the better. I'm just a human. I'm one human being. Okay, I'm just one human being. That's it. Like, I don't have energy for everything out there. It's impossible. It's physically and literally impossible for me to solve all the problems that I have with this country or with the world in general. I would love to change things and make the world better, but I can't. I don't know what top fans are, but you guys have experience points now. That's crazy. Well, thank you so much for that. I guess I don't know. I don't know if you guys can buy super chats or not, but I don't know how this works. I I don't know. I'm just these are the things that bother me on a daily basis. Usually I'd be done with something by now, but not today. I don't fucking know what I'm doing. I'm just depressed today. Super fucking depressed today. Damn, running low on needles. Well, I guess I put that on the list of items. Luckily, the sponsor will pay for that stuff, so that's good. Or whatever, I'll get money from the spot. I don't whatever I feel like in the moment. You want material list that I need of things, items that I need. So needles are very important to the show. All the machines are very important to the show. Okay, that'll work. How does this work? What is the EXP system all of a sudden? Okay. Anyways, now that I finally got my announcement out to the whole world, I'm going to restart the stream. I can't even. I can't do anything today, right? Shoot, stupid. Stupid. Wait, I got this. Like in high school, I wasn't allowed to have friends because like friends are bad. Like, you can't have friends. That's wrong. Why do you want to hang out with people? Great. So even I've had experiences with bad people. Why can't this? Got it. Finally. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna restart the stream. Oh, life's hard to be honest. Uh, most people don't see the pain people are carrying. They just see the smile, and I think everything is okay. I think I also agree with what you were saying. Thank you so much, Night Rider 07. I really appreciate that you can like find solace and agreement here. Yeah, there is a lot of pain, including with all people have fucking pain. Okay, so like I'm not here like denying that there's like hard lives for white people either. Because there are. I grew up in a poor white place, and it was all majority white, and it was a small town. It was one of the poorest towns in the whole fucking county. So like I've seen everyone struggle of all kinds, you know, and I just think the system in place just fucking sucks. Like, and I can't change it, and I can't reform it, you know. And I do smile a lot, like for all my pain, I smile. Like, I have very high energy for the most part. Sometimes they may not see that when I'm here, you know, but like, yeah, maybe today is like an off day. It is an off day for sure. I'm not usually like this, but today, that's just how I am today. I can't change that. But like we have incels running the country right now and stuff like that. So like like incels just came together and said, yeah, I want to vote for this guy. So like I don't know. Like I don't mean to get political or anything, but just like there's a lot of like just horrible things going on right now. There's so many different kinds of people, that are not white and straight, you know, and it just fucking sucks to see all this. Like, I know someone that just came here to America a year ago, and she's great. she's great to talk to, you know, like whatever. But you know, I always have that thing in the back of my mind where I always just feel bad, you know, that she came during such a harsh time. And I know she's doing well here and all that. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I get cynical at times, you know, like when I'm really depressed, I get super cynical, and you know, I just start thinking cynical, and like, you know, I just get angry at the world, and especially I only know the American's perspective, and where I grew up was very backwards. Even though it was very poor, you'd think it would be, you know, you think people would be more like open to things, but no, no, not where I grew up. And like, you know, I have like, you know, like there's LGBTQ like moderators here, you know, in my, you know, thing. So, you know, I try to be like, you know, like I don't like, that's how much I don't care about it, you know. I know where I grew up, it mattered to people, like it bothered people, you know. So even though they act like they didn't bother them, it certainly did. You were still other, you know. So like I'm not, I you know, I'm not LGBTQ, you know. So like what I'm trying to say is that like just seeing all this fucked up shit happen to people is just so sad. And there's nothing I can do about it. I have no money. Like, this is all a money thing. This is all people with money that decided to do all this. So, for some reason, I don't know why they decided to be horrible people, but they want more money. So, thank you for being kind. I appreciate that. It means a lot to me. It's nice to know I'm not the only one that thinks that way in this whole world. Like, you know, my chosen sister, she works in the, you know, in the restaurant industry, and like, you know, she's always like, well, they always say how the business, she's always like, well, the business always asks to be more inclusive all the time, but all they do is they hire a, like I said before, all they do is hire is a brunette man instead of a blonde man. Like that's their inclusivity according to her. That's how she feels. She's like the only Asian woman working in that. You would never suspect her to ever work in that field ever. You know, just like, especially like, you know, how she is. But no, she's definitely in that field, and she's like, you know, discriminated against even when they're trying to find talent out of just white. And she gets paid a, you know, she really like is very high up there in terms of like, you know, in terms of like getting paid and stuff like that. Like, I'm not going to say her income on, I don't know her full income, but you know, it's a good, it's a great amount of money that most people don't get in America. So, you know, she really earned her money. She really earned what she has. So, you know. So like, as someone that doesn't even like get paid, like like when she earns in a day, I earned in like 6 months. Like, you know, like like that's, you know, or maybe she earns in half a day. You know, maybe like a couple hours. You know, like that's like, you know, that's how much she gets paid. So like, which is great to see someone that can trailblaze like that. You know, especially being from another country, and you know, she came here and she was like 6 or 7 years old or whatever, you know, from another country. You know, my family did that too. I was Greek, so well, I'm half Greek, so you know, my family came from Greece. I can't tell you what year it was because it was probably like it was probably the late 1800s, early 1900s or something. They imported from Ellis Island, but you know, like when they were here, like, you know, like they had to hustle just like any other people, but like it's getting harder and harder for people to hustle around America if you're not white and like born here already. So, I don't know. Like, you know, I think it's wrong, you know, obviously that, you know, this is happening, uh, because like, I don't know, everyone else had that opportunity years ago. I feel like it should still be. I mean, that's what made them. I mean, that was the brand of America, and the brand of America is changing now. We're in a big brand change of America, for, you know, rich people just to come here. It's just, that's all it is. Everyone just like, the fascism is through rich people. They just want more rich people. They hate. I'm autistic. Like I have my own mental illness problems and stuff like that. And like I have a hard time acclimating in America as a mentally ill person. They don't accept me here, and I'm white and straight, and even though I have a Greek last name, so that could be wrong, because that's not like the white they're looking for, you know. Like they even don't like Italian people or Greek people anymore. They want us all gone. So anything that's like not like pale white, they don't want here. Pretty much at this. I mean, that's what they pretty much said. Okay, so like I'm just upset. Okay. Anyway, like the second I post this on, like, you know, I don't know. I don't know. Well, I hope you're all doing well. I hope you matter. Please like, subscribe, please. It means a lot to me when you do that. I'm probably gonna get censored for this. That's okay. Someone has to speak up. And if it's me, then it's me. I don't care. I'm used to being censored. I grew up being censored. My parents always censored me, so like they were always fascist. So I've also experienced liberal fascism too. There's all different kinds of fascism out there. Just don't think it's just like super conservative, like one-sided form of like fascism. There's multiple different forms of fascism. Multiple different forms of fascism out there. People will silence you for anything they don't like. The second they don't like something, you know, even if it's innocent or you see it as innocent, they will silence you for it. That's the world that we live in. And I know I've experienced it firsthand. Now, I'm not saying I can understand why someone would get angry at something and want to silence you for it. I'm not here like saying that that's the worst thing I've ever heard. All I'm trying to say is that like yeah, like if you want to silence me for having an opinion that you don't like, then I can't be friends with you because I can't agree with everything you say all the time. Like I have boundaries for my own thinking and my own way of living too. You know, like I think like no matter what you say about jokes, I think jokes are totally valid. Like, there's some jokes out there that I'm like, well, I can't listen to this comedian, and I just turn them off. But for the most part, yeah, I just think jokes or whatever. Like like I don't like Elon Musk humor. Elon Musk humor is way too much for me, way too conservative for me. For example, um, but that's just me. I know this is hard to I'm sure this is my normal content, everyone. I'm just really depressed today, so I'm just talking depressed talk. I don't even know if I'm gonna even finish anything. I'm just kind of just sewing shit together. What's the way around? If I were to, oh wait, right. Oh yeah, right. Because that's the way it goes. Right, because it goes right here, and then right. Okay. But yeah. Anyway, so this show is changing soon, everyone, because I need money. So I opened up the floodgates to sponsors. Luckily, I know this first sponsor. Uh, you know, so like we're cool. Like and no, like it sucks because I No one's buying my stuff. So if people were buying my stuff, I would be able to tell sponsors no. But also, I really like the person that I'm working with. So like, it's so cool. So that's really cool. I have that like he's setting up how I want to be treated for the rest of these sponsorships for the rest of my life or whatever until I retire or whatever the fuck, I don't know. So that's cool. I like that idea. It'll it's a good thing. Water's too old. I don't even know this new system works. Top fan system. I don't know what that even means. You think my top fans would be my moderators because they've been here the most. Oh no. Like everyone, you all matter. Thanks so much for stopping by. I do appreciate it. Hope you like and subscribe if you haven't yet. It means a lot to me when all of you do that. I'm gonna have a sponsor soon because I need money. I mean, besides that, I just like the person. Yeah. Hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. I do appreciate it, Margaret. I think that's how I say your name. I don't know. Don't get mad at me. I don't know you. That'll work. It's just weird fabric. Okay. I don't know if I'm really gonna finish a garbage day or anything, everyone. I'm just kind of fucking around. I'm just, this was more about getting my thoughts out there and telling you all about the update that I'm, getting paid soon. That all of you finally got me somewhere. And thank you so much for that. You know, live streaming was just on a whim for me. It was never meant to be like this long term thing. Like I never wanted to do it forever, but like I don't know. All of you just stopped by. All of you just liking and subscribing. All of you just kept on watching again and again and again. So he kept me going, kept me motivated. Kept me disciplined to like do more of these. So it's kind of nice that it's being, after giving all to you, I get to get something back in return, and that means a lot too because, like whatever. Who cares? I'm gonna do it wrong. You'd think it would be, but no, I don't know. I think they cut it weirdly. I think that's the problem. I mean, that's okay. I'm not at the factory. I don't fucking know. I have no quality control whatsoever at that factory. It's just whatever they decided to make. Thanks for all the like and subscribing and watching. I do appreciate it. It means a lot to me. think I'm just gonna sew textiles today. I don't think I'm actually gonna make anything. I don't know. I mean, I have a plan if I do make something, but right now I'm just enjoying this. This is calming. Hope you all like and subscribe. Thank you much for stopping by. Hope you're drinking water. You all matter. Yeah, I don't know. Like, there's a lot of shit going on right now in this world. And there's always a lot of shit going on in this world, but like, we're going through such a huge shift of like thing after thing after thing, just like any other generation or any other people that are alive. And it sucks. And, everything could be better. And one day it will be better. I just don't know who's gonna change that, or we have to change ourselves. I don't fucking know how it works. You know, there's a lot of insincere people out there, and that fucking sucks too. So that sucks. That sucks too. Whatever. I'm just sewing some textiles right now, everyone. So I have a sponsor coming up. I'm gonna 18 sponsorships, everyone. Imagine 18 of them. I'm crazy. Okay. This one's just. I'm not gonna mess with this one. I was watching the third Spider. I was watching the Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies with my brother the other day. And like, I thought emo Peter is one of the funniest things I ever seen. It reminded me just like how an old corporate person would see an emo person, like dressing all black in that black thing, and then slightly changing his hair to look emo and yelling and getting angry about things. Like emo Peter. Like, that's fucking fun. They were banking on that weird ass emo fees, phase, like whatever the fuck theme that happened in the early 2000s, and I thought the shit was fucking hilarious. And emo Peter is such a funny name in my opinion for like anything, and I was just like, oh, I was just laughing my ass off the whole time. Like, it was just like corporate nonsense for a non-corporate mainstream character. Spider-Man is supposed to be cool and like pick fights with superheroes, and I mean, when he first met Iron Man, apparently he said "fuck off," but now they're best friends, Iron Man and Spider-Man. So it does suck. I'm not for this new age Spider-Man personally, but I guess a lot of people are. So I don't know, like I'm not really into mainstream culture either, so I don't know. Okay, everyone, I streamed for an hour. I'm not getting anything done today. I just wanted to get the message out. I don't know. I hope one of you learned something. I don't know. I'm just gonna sit in front of the camera. I don't feel like working today. I'm way too tired. But talking, I don't know. Um, whatever. I can talk all day. But I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, hopefully with my sponsors here, there's a lot more people. I don't know how to get people here sometimes. I'm sure I'll have better analytics and better hashtags and all that. But yeah, also it's Sunday. Lots of people don't watch on Sunday. So yeah, I don't know. Hope you're all doing well. Hope your day's going well. I really wanted to tell you all about. Yeah, I don't know. None of you are talking back, so. I don't know. So I don't know. It seems like no one cares about the sponsor things coming up. I'm sure you guys will care when you actually see them here and stuff like that, and see what the projects are and stuff. I'm sure more of you will be more invested. I'm sure this is just like not the best way to announce it either. But yeah, I just wanted to be myself. I didn't want to like. God, I'm just not feeling it today. That's okay. Here, let me